So where would you say your diet falls on that spectrum between vegan and carnivore?
I would definitely say I'm closer to more of a carnivore. If there's, if there's something where it's meat versus the vegetables, I'm most likely going to eat the meat. And it's also to this point too, a lot of people used to talk about or tell me that when you're vegan for a certain period of time, that you'll start getting meat dreams. We'll start like craving meat. And it wasn't until like year 12 that I started getting those and realizing that maybe there is something inside me that actually craves me. But I don't get those anymore. But yeah, I would say I lean more towards carnivore. I always put my protein first before I put anything else on my plate.
So what are some of the biggest misconceptions people have about animal-based diets versus plant-based diets?
Yeah, I think one of the main reasons why I became a vegan is animal welfare. So, thinking that if you stop eating animal-based products, that you're going to be helping animal welfare. And that one was probably the hardest one that I had to come to terms with when I was vegan, because that was the one that was kind of the core reason behind why I wanted to become a vegan, other than my health. And I think the common misconception there is that if you're eating more plant-based, you're not harming animals. When monocropping, the raising of soy and corn and wheat and all those things are very harmful to the environment, very harmful to the species that live in that environment as well too. So not only the lack of biodiversity in the crop really decreases, the microorganisms within the soil, but they also decrease the animals that surround it as well too. The rabbits, the squirrels, the birds, all of that ecosystem really hurts and is damaged by just monocropping these products that help supply your plant-based foods. So it just came to this point where it was just like, okay, I mean, am I actually helping animal welfare by eating this way? And then another one of my professors did tell me as well too. She's like, okay, well, now you're supplementing with all these things as well. So you're intaking, 10 supplements a day. Think about all the processing that comes into manufacturing those supplements, and how hard that is on the environment, and how, plastic stays in the environment forever. And so I was constantly getting pulled into these scenarios where I was just like, I don't even know now. So I think that is a common misconception, is that, if you are vegan, you are going to better animal welfare. And I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think, we're better off by making sure that we're sourcing our animal products from sustainable and regenerative farming, and supporting companies and organizations that are doing it correctly, that do care for their animals. And I grew up where both sides of my family were farmers. They owned cows, goats, chickens, pigs, all sorts of things. And they cared for those animals and they loved those animals. So as long as we can make sure that we're sourcing our meats from those sources, we can really do a lot for not only in the environment, but also for animal welfare as well too, but supporting our health along the way.